Good morning and welcome to the May 7th Oregon Tourism Commission meeting. To everyone who has joined us virtually today, thank you for taking the time to be with us. Today's meeting materials, including the agenda and supplemental material, can be found on the Travel Oregon Industry website if you'd like to follow along. I'd like to now ask the Commission to introduce themselves, and I will begin with Commissioner Gremmels. David?
Good morning. Thank you for that introduction, Lucinda. I'm David Gremmels, Commissioner at Large, living in Southern Oregon, and very passionate about agritourism. And I was founder of Rogue Creamery and Churn. I'd like to turn this over to Commissioner Harish Patel for his introduction. Harish?
Thank you, David. I'm Harish Patel. I own the Hampton Inn in Pendleton and Quality Inn in Coos Bay. Thank you, Jens.
Hey, good morning. I'm Jennifer Rowe. I live in Klamath Falls, Oregon, and I own Critter Lake Zipline.
Good morning, everyone. Scott Youngblood here at Cascada Thermal Springs and Hotel in the beautiful Alberta Arts District of Northeast Portland. Happy to be with you, if only virtually. And I'd like to introduce Commissioner Hill.
Hey, good morning. My name is Travis Hill. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for Umpqua Indian Development Corporation, also representing the Cow Creek Tribe and Seven Feathers Casino Resort. I'll introduce David Pendleton.
Good morning. My name is David Pendleton, Commissioner. Excited to be here today. I'll go ahead and pass it on over to Commissioner Wilkes.
Good morning, everyone. Greg Willits out in sunny, beautiful Citrus, Oregon, and I manage Five Pine Lodge and Chablis Spa.
Good morning, everyone. Todd Davidson, the CEO at Travel Oregon. Thanks, Lucinda.
And my name is Lucinda DeNovo, Director of Sales at the Mill Casino Hotel and RV Park, owned by the Coquille Indian Tribe and Chair of the Oregon Tourism Commission. Before we begin the public hearing today, I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge that this week is National Travel and Tourism Week. This annual celebration honors the essential role travel plays in driving economic growth, fostering vibrant communities, creating quality job opportunities, and enhancing the quality of life for Americans every day. I want to extend my sincere thanks to the 120,000 Oregonians who support our $14.3 billion industry and contribute to helping make Oregon a world-class destination. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is the public hearing on the draft 2025-2027 strategic plan and budget. Commissioners, I would like to acknowledge that in holding a meeting today, we met all public meeting notice requirements provided by state law. On Thursday, April 17th, the Commission meeting notice for today's public comment was posted to the Commission's meeting webpage. Notice was sent through our industry communications, and the agenda was posted along with the link to this live stream. On Thursday, April 17th, the Travel Oregon 2025-27 draft strategic plan and budget were posted to the industry site in compliance with ORS 284.114. The draft plan was also sent to Governor Kotek, the Director of Business Oregon, and our tourism industry associations, the Oregon Restaurant and Lodging Association, and the Oregon Destination Association. I'd also like to acknowledge that the staff went above and beyond that requirement by also sending the plan to all legislative leadership, our 7 regional destination management organizations, 20+ additional agency and industry partners, and our federally recognized tribal contacts. This public hearing is intentionally scheduled in the middle of the 30-day public comment period to allow industry partners to review the draft plan and budget. As a reminder to all, we started this practice over 6 years ago to allow the Commission and the Travel Oregon team adequate time to consider the comments and make appropriate edits and recommendations ahead of our June meeting, where the Commission will take action on the plan and budget. I will now open the public hearing on Travel Oregon's 2025-27 Draft Strategic Plan and Budget. There were 4 requests to join us today to provide virtual comments on the draft plan. We request that your comments remain respectful and professional and ask that your comments be limited to 3 minutes. And the first person on the list to make comment, it looks like is Trisha, but she is not here yet. So I will ask David Zelke from the Port of Portland to join us. David, if you would unmute yourself and come on camera, that would be great. I would also like to wish you a very happy birthday. I heard it was your birthday today, so happy birthday to you.
Am I unmuted?
You are unmuted, my friend.
Great, thank you.
You're
Thanks, Chair DeNova and Vice Chair Willits and the entire commission. On behalf of Curtis and all of us at the Port, we appreciate the opportunity to be here today. We're here specifically, we need this commission's support as we are actively engaged in recruiting nonstop service back to Asia after a 5-year drought of no service since the beginning of the pandemic. All of our Europe service is back, but we have not been able to get back into the Asian markets where all of our major trading partners are. We are requesting that the commission consider reopening the large grant application. And we'd like to indicate that we are seeking $5 million over the next 2 years to help us as part of our recruitment efforts, putting an incentive package together so we can be competitive with other airports and communities around the world that are competing for these limited assets that cost roughly $250 million apiece. Our focus is entirely on Korea right now. We've got a dialogue established with Korean Airlines. It's a joint venture partner with Delta, which served Asia from 1987 right up until the beginning of the pandemic. Delta has been actively engaged in these discussions as well. Curtis Robinhold, our executive director, will be leading a group of us to Seoul on June 10th to meet with the leadership of Korean Airlines and put our business case in front of them. And a question, it's the biggest, best hub in the Pacific right now. It's got over 66 connections, single point connections beyond the Incheon hub, and all the major markets that I think for visitors, for friends and family, and of course for our businesses in Oregon, high tech, the apparel footwear cluster, that they need single connections. Everybody's tired of connecting over Seattle, Vancouver, and San Francisco going to Asia. We need to get everybody back on the nonstops. Why now? We are back, we think by next spring, we'll be back to 2019 traffic volumes, according to our consultant. All corporations are back in the air traveling again consistently, including Nike and the apparel footwear cluster. And so we think now is the time to go when they're interested in talking to us. We have a great opportunity here. The economic impact is huge. Looking back to what you guys did, the bold move of supporting the World Track and Field, World Athletic Championships with $10 million of a large grant. Obviously, without that, the event may not have happened. $150 million economic impact. Individual flight from Asia will be $110 million a year, and 85 million of that is visitor spend. And Travel Oregon's own tourism economics report indicated that Asia will be the #1 source of visitor spend by 2029. So we think it's the right region. We need to get back to market, and we ask for your support. Thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you for your comments. Please know that they have been noted and will be taken into consideration as we prepare the final plan. So thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Right. Thanks, Lucinda.
The next person on the list to speak is Elena Corolla from Eastern Oregon Visitor Association. Elena, would you please unmute yourself and come on camera?
Yes, I have unmuted myself. There we go. Let's see. My audio decided not to work today, so there's that working for me. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I'm on my computer for video and on my phone for audio. So can y'all hear me okay? Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much. Good morning, commissioners. Many of you know me, but for those that may be tuning in, my name is Elena Carollo, and I serve as the Executive Director of the Eastern Oregon Visitors Association. First and foremost, we're super excited to welcome you all to our region next month. We're excited for you to experience our dark skies, snow-capped peaks, and signature Eastern Oregon hospitality firsthand. So we're really looking forward to that. As the contracted RDMO for Eastern Oregon, we serve a region spanning 11 counties and 2 tribal governments. This is an area that is over 42,000 square miles. 58% of that is public land, and 6 of our counties are considered 100% rural. With a population of less than 200,000, our ability to deliver services depends on deep collaboration with local partners. Relationship building is at the heart of our work, and it's even more essential now as we embrace a destination stewardship approach and work beyond the traditional boundaries of our sector to achieve greater community outcomes. Our work to advance environmental stewardship, accessibility and inclusion, and rural economic development simply cannot happen without the trust and rapport that is built through dedicated staff capacity. The current funding floor no longer supports us to deliver on this human capacity and the critical marketing needs that our local partners desire and rely on. As Travel Oregon embraces a destination stewardship approach, it's important to consider, are the current RCTP funding levels truly sufficient to support this broader vision? As you review the strategic plan and upcoming budget, to raise the RCTP funding floor to $600,000 beginning this upcoming fiscal year 25-26. And 2, to establish a system to regularly review the RCTP funding floor and implement a growth model. While this may seem like a significant increase, we have carefully considered this request. $600,000 is a necessary baseline to delivering the high quality services Oregon is known for. We are grateful for the funding floor increase at the start of this biennium and the flexibility in RCTP percentages. We're proud of how we have leveraged our RCTP funding to garner more resources and build out our region's capacity. For 6 years, the Rare AmeriCorps program has allowed us to slowly expand staff through securing a full-time equivalent for just $26,000 annually. This has resulted in an exponential reach to our local partners as well as increased funding to support visionary regional projects and statewide efforts. We have planned to continue with the Rare AmeriCorps program next year, but with its recent inclusion in the Department of Government Efficiency's termination of over 1,000 AmeriCorps programs across the country and the resulting funding impact, at this time, this is no longer a viable option for the next fiscal year. As we work to determine how to best move forward with this planned scope of work, it is clear that our region will likely never generate enough room nights to increase our regional share, yet our programmatic work continues to grow. We've surpassed the limit of what the current funding model can deliver to our regional partners, especially with the loss of the Rare AmeriCorps program. A component of this too is the funding floor being set at a static number, which does not reflect the true cost of delivering the regional-based services. We share in Travel Oregon's mission of inspiring travel that uplifts Oregon communities. To fully achieve this, we need a funding model that ensures sustained regional investment. On behalf of more than 150 cities and unincorporated communities across Eastern Oregon, we are respectfully asking you to invest in us, invest in rural, and invest in Eastern Oregon. Thank you, and I really appreciate your time and consideration.
Elena, thank you for your very thoughtful comments. Your comments have been noted and will be taken into consideration as we prepare our final plan.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Looks like the next person on the list wishing to speak is Lizzie Keenan from Oregon Mount Hood Territory. Lizzie, would you please unmute yourself?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to provide public comment on your biennial plan and budget. My name is Lizzie Keenan, Executive Director of Clackamas County Tourism, which holds the contract for the Mount Hood and Columbia River Gorge RDMO, branded as Experience Mount Hood and the Gorge. I'm joined by my colleague, Ithaca Jansen, the RDMO Regional Lead. We appreciate the thoughtfulness of the draft biennial plan and strongly supports its direction, especially its commitments to equity, community-centered destination stewardship, and economic prosperity across all regions. In alignment with these priorities, we are respectfully requesting that the Commission raise the minimum funding floor for the Regional Cooperative Tourism Program from $400,000 to $600,000 each year for the next biennium. Additionally, we encourage that the Commission establish a system to regularly review the RCTP floor and implement a growth model tied to Travel Oregon's statewide TLT growth, ensuring long-term planning and sustained regional support that brings equity to under-resourced communities in the state.
In the Mount Hood Gorge region, overnight lodging growth is limited by geographic and land use constraints, yet our proximity to Portland and status as home to some of the state's most treasured visitor experiences result in high levels of day visitation. We now welcome over 10 million US visitors annually, which is a 3.2 increase from 2023, compounding visitor management needs in the face of a structural funding gap. As a region, we continue to face complex destination management challenges, from congestion and overcrowding to the need for inclusive infrastructure and equitable access. Our partners in the region feel these pressures, as illustrated in the 2024 Travel Oregon Partner Survey, where a key takeaway was that, quote, addressing funding, visitor management, and advocacy support will be essential for long-term success. This year, with the help of the Collaborative Regional Investment Match funding from Travel Oregon, grants, and carryover funds, our program budget exceeded the $400,000 floor by approximately $200,000. That additional investment enabled us to support partner needs and visitor management projects, including providing accessibility upgrades in the region, including MobiMats for an agritourism site, hidden disability training for partners, and investing in inclusive digital content.
We were able to offer shared research tools like Placer AI to inform partners, marketing, and destination management decisions.
Investing in collaborative high-use destination solutions, such as the Multnomah Falls timed use permit system.
And providing grant match support for partner-led projects like the Native Fish Market and Cascade Locks.
None of these projects would have been possible with the base RCTP funding alone. With the dissolution of the Collaborative Regional Investment Match Program, we are left uncertain of our ability to provide many of these critical resources to our communities in the coming biennium.
So we deeply appreciate the Commission's adjustments to RCTP allocations over the years and increased flexibility around how funds can be spent. We are proud of how we've leveraged these funds to multiply impact and build regional capacity. We now ask for your continued support. We believe our request to increase the RCTP funding floor to $600,000 and establish a regular review and growth mechanism is well aligned with Travel Oregon's strategic goals and will allow our RDMO to continue supporting impactful visitor management strategies that meet the unique needs of our communities. Thank you for your leadership and thoughtful consideration of this issue.
Okay, thank you both for your very thoughtful comments. Your comments have been noted and they will be taken under consideration for the plan. So thank you so much for your comments. Commissioners, I wanted to let you know that no written comments have been submitted so far, but when they do, they will be distributed to the Commission for consideration and will be posted to the Commission meeting page as part of the public record. The public comment period remains open until May 16th, and any additional comments received will be forwarded to the Commission and considered when staff draft the final 2025-27 strategic plan and budget that will come before the Commission at our June 10th Commission meeting. With that said, I will close the public hearing. Do Commissioners have any comments or questions at this time? Commissioner Youngblood?
Thank you, Chair DeNovo. I just wanted to take a moment to thank the folks who took time to join us today and to give testimony. And I'm very sensitive to and appreciative of both requests on behalf of Port of Portland and on behalf of the Regional Cooperative Tourism Program. That's all.
Any other comments from the Commission? Commissioner Gremmels?
I wanted to thank those presenting today and appreciate each presenter's presentation in referencing the mission and vision of Travel Oregon. That was greatly appreciated. And I also wondered if there was an opportunity to review the source of information that was provided for us for leisurely reading so that we can understand like the number of potential travelers that are forecasted from Asia and the numbers of visitors to Hood River area and such. So I, again, appreciate the information provided, and I'm sure those referenced data points that were presented can be provided to the commissioners for, again, reading.
Commissioner Grumbles, I appreciate that comment, and I imagine that David, Elena, and Lizzie can provide that documentation in written comment to us, so we can have that well before our June meeting. Todd, I imagine you and the staff can reach out and make that happen. Okay, wonderful.
And again, I just want to highlight my appreciation for the support of the equitable programs in each of the regions, and so that presented today. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments from commissioners? Okay, if there are no other comments, I too want to thank everyone for their thoughtful comments today. And with that said, Todd, do you have any remarks that you would like to make today? Todd, you're muted.
Here I was making it a point to make sure I unmuted myself, and I blew it. I had one job, to unmute myself. I did want to, at the risk of sounding like I'm piling on, I do want to share my gratitude for Elena and Lizzie and Ithaca and David bringing the verbal testimony to us today. This is one of those ways that we just are able to keep getting better. You know, we do the Tourism Industry Partner Survey that really helps form the basis for our strategic plan for this biennium. And then we develop a draft and we put it out there for public comment from our industry colleagues. And we're able to have folks come forward today and perhaps also submit written comment as we approach the May 16th date. So for me, as I look at kind of where we are right now, and we referenced this a little bit when we were at the governor's conference just a few weeks ago, we're at an interesting point as a commission, as Travel Oregon, and as an industry. We've all talked a lot about COVID over the last few years and how incredibly uncertain that economic environment was. And as I think about this environment where we're presenting this draft 25-27 biennial strategic plan, we're finding Oregon and America's tourism industries in a different kind of uncertain environment. And I believe this uncertainty is an opportunity for us. It's a chance for us to be able to ask, what do we in Oregon want to accomplish over the next couple of years? How do we want to accomplish it? And what does leadership look like to bring that all together? As I reflect on the industry over my 30 or so years at Travel Oregon, it's amazing to really stop and reflect on how far it's grown. There was a time, as odd as it may feel, that we had no website. Or if we sent an email from the Salem office, it would take roughly 30 minutes to get from the Salem office to the Tokyo office. Our advertising campaigns were about determining which 5 or 6 publications we might have the budget to run our ads in. And now today we're finding ourselves contemplating, how do we incorporate AI? How do we incorporate this and roll out this incredibly complex, always-on advertising approach? We look at our destination stewardship approach and the work that we're doing in communities and businesses and natural environments across the state. And right now, today, we have Oregon on the brink of being the first state in the nation verified as being accessible by Wheel of the World. We've come a long, long ways. So as we look out over the next 2 years, at the culmination of which we will be midway through our 10-year strategic vision, I think we must and we will strategically consider how and what we're going to work on over the next 2 years and how that work will impact the next 4 or 6 and even 10 years. For me, I'm looking at this for myself, both personally and professionally, as part of this total important and impactful industry, especially as we contemplate this current strategic plan. How does Travel Oregon, how does the commission, how does the industry organize and prepare for this next decade so that we can ensure that Oregon's tourism economy builds resiliency and stability in the best of times so that we're prepared for the toughest of times? Thanks for the opportunity to share a few comments, Chair DeNovo.
I appreciate those comments. Commissioners, are there any additional announcements or business items today from any of you? If there are not, I will remind everyone that our next meeting will be June 9th and 10th in Enterprise. Elena, we're all excited to be coming your way, and I look forward to seeing all the commissioners again in person. Thank you everyone for your time today. With that said, meeting is adjourned. Thank you.